Hello everybody and welcome back to Survival Challenge. So before we start this episode, if I could just ask all of you if you could like and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated, because it will seriously help this channel out, because just recently we have been growing slightly, which has been lovely to see, and it always provides a bit more enthusiasm for, when you're doing the videos and whatnot, when you can actually see a change. So to everyone who has subscribed, thank you very, very much. Anyways, as you can see, we're starting with doing the soybean field. And being July, it means that we can sell this straight off the field. So hopefully we'll make a bit of money. Because I would like to try and get ourselves a greenhouse or something of the sort. There'll be no drilling this field until we get the sorghum off. So that will give a day or two's break here. However, we do need to that top field up there. We need to get that cultivated and get that drilled. Then it's all depending what we want to put in it, because we do have a planter, and we do have a seed drill. Obviously we need to make sure that we cultivate beforehand, but it does give us options for other things that we can progress and do. I would also like to, I know Omatana, who is a brilliant modder, she has the open air gardens, so I have installed that on here, so I want to have a look at doing that. And I have also, you can see one of the trees I cut down off camera. I have also added in an axe, which released today. I think it's called the tree trimmer mod, where I want to see what that's like. So we will give that a go. We'll buy the axe and give it a go, because from what I quickly read, it's once you've felled a tree, you use this axe and it gets rid of all the limbs, all the non-collision limbs. So what you would, when you run up the trunk of the tree, what you would get rid of there. And if that is the case, then that would be brilliant. It will make logging so much easier. From my point of view, I may even start doing a lot more of it. Well, not a lot more, but I will do more of it on camera, because you're literally dropping the tree and then getting rid of them. But that is very much up for debate. If you all think that that is fine for this, then we'll do it. If not, and you all would rather it stay the same, and if you look at it and class it as cheating, then obviously I won't do it. But I do want to see what this mod is all about. Right, that is almost the first headland done, and that's 1,000 litres. So I'm hoping if we can get 4,000 litres maybe from here, I think we've done very, very well. Okay. Let's see. So, I have had a thought. I would like to give live streaming a go. Whether it's the right thing to do, I don't know, but I'd like to at least try. I've always been very hesitant about it, because, and I'm sure everyone who, when they live stream for the first time, you never want to do it and there's no one watching. So it is something I'm very hesitant about doing. Plus, it's the whole setup thing. I wouldn't have a clue, so I'd need to work all that out. So yeah, I am half tempted to do that. Obviously all these videos here are recorded in advance, so I know that the ones that we're doing now, I think these are due to be released the week after Easter, I think. So I can't do any on these, but what I'm thinking is changing. As long as I get a decent reporter out like that from all of you who very kindly watch, I'm thinking of changing the Pishnu Valley into live streaming. So do this one in between, and then as and when I get a chance to live stream, I will do that one on there. And then also it means that when Auction David releases his map, which I think it's all seems to go on at the minute, so you can probably tell that I am very excited for it all. We can do this and Auction David's map, do Survival Challenge Auction David's map, and then the Peachnear Valley, just as and when we can fit that in on a live stream. So I've dug out my original monitor that I started playing Farm Sim with, which the ratio of the screen meant that I could never get, like, the videos never filled the screen, and my thumbnails never filled the screen, so I changed the ratio to, is it 16 by 9 or 9 by 16, can't remember. So anyways, I've dug that screen out, and I have that on the side of my desk so that I can then keep a chat up and open, so if there was anyone watching I would be able to say hello and all that sort of thing. So I'm very interested in all your opinions on that one, because I'll do it, but it would be nice to know that there's some backing behind me in doing so. Anyways, let's sell the soybeans. So it's 3,000 litres. Let's just find out what it is first. What we're getting for soybeans. 2,100. So we should get 6,700, 6 to 7,000 pounds out of the whole job lot, which thus in turn should buy us one of the open air gardens, which will be perfect. So there's 6,189. So I'll just nip back and I'll see you back at the store once I've got the remainder. Was it just shy of 1,500 litres? And the last little bit. So let's put that into there. And that now takes us 22, just shy of 22,500 pounds, which is brilliant. So we'll nip back to the farm and we will have a look at one of these open air gardens, because I do believe you need fertiliser, water and maybe some seed, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go for one of these instead of the base game. I just hope that, I know what Omatana's like, she's a brilliant modder, but all her things are mad. Like, there's so much you can do with them all and whatnot. So I just hope the ratio, like the speed of it, isn't ridiculously fast. But then again, we look at the smallest one, it should be the slowest one, technically. So I want to put this somewhere down this side. I say this side, I always forget that without having a mouse to point, no one can see where I'm actually thinking. So let's go to greenhouses. So these are the Polish gardens. So these are ones that I thought about doing as well. But I believe open air gardens, so seeds, water and fertiliser. Hey, whoa, that's huge. Is there a smaller one? I've got the raspberry garden as well. Okay, that's huge. So that we go for, oh, that's even big itself. Right, well, let's just let's just go for this one then. I don't remember them being as big as that in 22. Right, let's just try and get this somewhat straight like that. And I reckon, what is it? It's £8,000. We're spending 600 just on landscaping. 500 on landscaping. Do I level out a big area here first, or do we just, right? Let's save the game, place it. Let's just make sure that we don't have anything too badly. Is that still, yeah. So back to about there. Let's place that down. Well, let's go have a look. If it's badly, like I say, we'll just reload the game, we'll take it out. Because, yeah, it looks like, well, no, the fence shouldn't be floating. If it's, that must be the gate, is it? Yeah, that's the gate. To be fair, that's not too bad. I don't mind this bit of a lip on this side. This lip on the front we can get rid of. That's not too bad. We can live with that. Or I certainly can live with that. I will just quickly smooth over a few things, and then we'll get back to work. And then I need my interactive zone markers back on. There we go, so we can see what's happening. So what do we... Look at everything we can do. So let's have a look. It says, okay, so you can do ones with water and do ones with seed and solid fertilizer. I think I'm going to go down the route of seed, solid fertilizer and water. I think that's a bit more in keeping with realism. So I would imagine, is this the water point to put into there? So with there being a hose there, we will put a hose pipe down. To be fair, I think I'll use one of these because these are brilliant. You literally just put the marker down. So if we, let's get somewhat, what do we say, put it there? Yeah, that doesn't look out of place, does it? So we can fill up with water there and unload with water there as well. Right, smoothing. Oh, I don't want that big. Let's just smooth all this out here. And then we will have to do a bit of painting. Let's smooth that there. Smooth all this. Smooth all that. Brilliant. So now we need to get some water, which the water bowser is here, and we've got a tractor here, so we can fill that up with water. And then we'll have to have a look at seed and fertilizer. So I don't know whether to sell our grain trailer that we were just using there, sell that, which will get us a couple £100 in, and then buy ourselves I should get through there. Then buy ourselves that new trailer where we can use it not only for bales but also for that's taking a lot of water. Oh brilliant, we can load and unload all at the same time. Yeah, use it for bales, and we can also, if we bought it, we can bring back some solid fertilizer and some seeds for here. Right, we'll put this last load in and then that'll do for that. So let's take that off. Let's now go, we'll go put this onto the cultivator, so that's ready. We'll go get the John, is it a John Deere we've got? Yeah, we'll go get the John Deere, which I have left running, so that's not very good of me. We can move these bales out the way, because that will be another job to do. Get them out, because obviously I want to get that field cultivated. So let's put that on. Let's hop over to here. And this, I think, is there anywhere... I should be able to store them in here somewhere. This shouldn't, well I say won't, it shouldn't take too long just to quickly sort these out. Ooh, don't drive across there. So yeah, so I am actually quite excited to try and do a live stream. I know one of my other worries, which is going to sound like all I have is worries when it comes to live streaming, is when the likes of doing stuff like this, if you're finding it hard or short or something to talk about, you know, you can always just pause the video. You know, whilst on a live stream, it's just going to be running in the background. So I don't know how awkward that will be for me at times, but it's certainly going to be interesting, and I am very much looking forward to giving it a go. Because currently, with a lot of things in life, I am all about trying it and seeing, just trying and see. You look at this channel here. I remember doing the first video on Oakbridge Farm, and God, I was nervous, which is very unlike me to be nervous. When I press record, it was very much higher. But anyways, let's go put these into the barn. Hopefully we don't lose any. So just for now, we'll put them in this corner so that they are easily accessible. We'll now go get the other two and bring them back here. To be fair, one of my, well, they're not actually, but one of my brother-in-laws, which isn't a brother-in-law because I am not married to his sister, he's coming up this weekend for Easter, and he is very, very good with technology and all that sort of thing. So I may approach him and just ask him, to have a look through sort of streaming settings and all that sort of thing, because he's, well, a lot of what he knows, it blows my mind. He can sit there and talk to me, and it's like he's speaking a completely different language. But right, let's go get this sold, and we will buy ourselves a brand new trailer. So I do hope we get a little bit back for this. £500 would be lovely. I don't think we'll get it. 337. There's no point repainting, so let's sell that. And at least that takes us over into the 14,000. So let's go here, trailers, and then this one. Well, we can if we wanted to. See, that's bigger than our trailer, and it's only £1,500. Could I put, if I bought a bag of seed, it would empty it into the trailer though, wouldn't it? Let's just for now go with the bale trailer, and then we can go back onto here and seeds. So we've got £8,000. We need 3,000 to be able to extend it if need be. So let's buy one bag of seed. Well, 1,000 litres of seed. Let's buy 1,000 litres of solid fertiliser, which then leaves us with the £3,000 we need for the trailer extension, and it also means that we can get our garden going. The next big thing will be what to grow in the garden, because I think we can do all of the crops possible. So I don't know whether it would be worth doing something like no, not sugar beet. We tried to do carrots in Kinlake. What do people? I'd be interested to know what people think. Well, by the time this episode's aired, I would have done it already. I'd be interested to know what you think. So I will put in what I think. And then once this comes, if you want to, it comes out, if you want to leave me a comment down below saying what you would like to see us put into the garden or grow from the garden, then I can change and do that. Right, let's put that onto there. Forgot that this can't lift very high. Can't lift very high at all. Right there, we got it with the swinging the bag on into place. Right, I will see you down at our new garden. I also forgot we've got weeds now as well for the first time, because it will be our second harvest in some of these fields. So right, let's put seed in, and that's fertiliser in. So now let's go set this off. So yeah, we do need to buy some herbicide to spray that field up there. Whether we do that today, I don't know. So I think we can do multiples of things, can't we? Olives is always a good one to do. Lettuce we do far too much of. What about parsnips maybe? Carrots? Should we do a few things or just do one thing? You've got to have potatoes. That is something that I do believe you've got to have potatoes. And in most gardens, you would have a variety of things. So we will do, because we tried to do carrots in Kinlake and it didn't work, we'll have our carrots growing. And let's have, I don't think I've done anything to do with green beans, so we'll have green beans going. So there we have 3 products growing all at the same time. So there's only one other thing that we should go and do, and that is find this and get to work cultivating this field up here. actually hasn't taken as long as what I thought it could do. Yeah, fair dues, we've got that big bit of ploughing there, but it wouldn't have saved too much time, if I'm honest. I may have cultivated it differently. I would have got along the top, I think, first. But yeah, no, it didn't take much time whatsoever. So right, let's go put this back in the barn and then have a ponder on what we're going to do, because I want to have a look at what does silage sell for. I know we've got none, but let's go down here. Silage. Okay, so that's the same again. There's only £8 difference, and the whole reason we're thinking is I know on the Peachnear Valley, I think there's £3 difference. It goes like from 330 to 336 or something like that. So my thought is if we can do silage cheap enough, which means doing all this grass, if we can do silage cheap enough, and if there is a clamp, which I may not have put any in, let's have a look. Silos. Okay, we need £9,000 for a bale one. It's £10,000. I do really like that one. Yeah, if there was a clamp, I would possibly put one down, and then we could cut not only this grass, because at the minute I've kind of wasted this area, but yeah, we could start cutting all this grass and put it into silage, and then the silage we can just sell as and when we need to. And with an 8,000, well, once we get this trailer upgraded to an 8,000 litre capacity, what's that, you're getting £2,000-3,000 a load, and it's just doing something slightly different. But right, I did want to go and get the tree trimmer. So let's buy that for £200, and let's have a run down over here, because there is some trees down. So if we press 2, there we go. I've got this axe in real life. The only thing I wish it would do is move. So when I'm clicking there now and nothing's happening, I wish they would move. But right, so if we go, that's cool. That makes life so much easier. Pwah. What about this one? Bwah! I don't know why I've started with those sound effects. Apologies. Let's get this one. I really like this. Where did I go? I did go along the top. I thought I made a line along the top of the wood. Where are we in relation to our farmland? Okay, so we're off our farmland. So I think it must have been through here. I'm adamant I cut some trees along this top, but oh, there's one. Let's do that one. Oh, there's, if you can call that a tree. There's that one. So yeah, so these are all. Let's do this one. This will be interesting. I like this. Definitely like this. But yeah, leave a comment down below if you think it is cheating though. It'd be interesting to know. Right, let's go back to this, because we will need our seed drill. So, and another thing I thought about was apparently there is water underneath the map. If that's the case, do we drop and make ourselves a little pond? Because if we were to do that, I would want to do it near where we're going to be putting the farmhouse. Ooh. So let's just have a test. So lower is that way. I'm sure it said something about water being beneath the map. Obviously not. Well, I may look at getting the pond mod so we can get ourselves a nice little pond, because I think it will add a bit of character to it, and that's the only thing that I think this map is really missing, is being able to have a bit of water. You know, with all these bank sides and whatnot, it's perfect to put some streams in or something of the like. Right, as that's sorted, let's just smooth it all out a bit now, and we'll add some grass, or like so. But anyways, I thought if there was water beneath the map, if I was to buy a fishing rod, I may have been able to go fishing. But that is not the case. But right, we're going to put in here. It's going to have to be something for the combine, because we don't have anything else. I don't think I can put long grain rice in. Peas, we don't have the pea add-on. Same for spinach. Wheat, we've had wheat canola. I think I'm going to have to be very, very boring and just put barley in. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. And then yeah, we need to get this rolled. This is where I think the constraints of doing or trying to do everything with 1 day months is... that didn't work. Doing everything in 1 day months, I think that we may have to look at that slightly differently, because the likes of being able to roll and all that sort of thing, I don't want to keep having to do in the same episode drill and roll. I don't think it will make the best of viewing, so we may change this, the 1 month thing. We may do it where we can do episodes, we just move on as and when we need to. But anyways, we'll get the barley put in and we'll go from there. I think I messed up there. I should have put this into oats, and if I had done that, we would have had a lot of oats to sell, and they would have all been ready come December, or maybe even just before December. So putting that into barley was silly. The only other thing I could do is in the next episode put oats into that field there. But we need to try to start to look to optimise our fields, you know, when we're putting crops in, to make it as easy as possible so that we can look to expand, because that's going to be something we're going to have to try and do, hopefully in the near future. So I'm going to drop that off and swap to this one. We can put this trailer, leave this trailer outside for now. I'm going to put the sprayer on, and the oat field, that needs spraying with fertiliser, I believe, so we can get that sprayed with that. And then also we're going to need some herbicide. So luckily we've got the small herbicide pack, is it the hand liftable pack, I think is it called. We've got that pack here installed on here, so we can go and just get a small tub of that, however many litres you get in a tub, to spray that, so we're not spending £2,000, which then should leave us enough for in the next episode when it comes to harvest of sorghum. We have enough money to be able to get our trailer reconfigured. Which, there again, there's another thing we need to look at doing, getting ourselves a workshop. It's never ending, the list of stuff, you know, that you need to buy. But right, let's turn this on, and it is changing colour, so that's brilliant. Like I said, I think I mentioned in one of the early episodes, having to get the sensor for the front. That's soon being forgotten about, just so that we can continue to expand. So right, if I put that there, let's just have a quick look. Pallets. Okay, we'll need to be up here, I think. Consumables, canister of herbicide, barrel of herbicide. So that's 25 litres, that's 100 litres. Well, let's buy one of them then for 300. Let's buy 2. So we've got 500 litres of herbicide. We don't need a lot at the minute, because if you look up there, it's only where the field was originally. This whole bottom half is all a new field, so we're fine with that. But right, we'll get this sprayed. We'll unload what's in here. We will then go to the store, get the herbicide loaded into here, which we won't be able to get it all in, but we'll be able to get one and a bit put into here, and we'll bring that down. And I'd imagine when we do come to unload the sprayer, it will all be, it will all come in the big IBCs. There'll just be little quantities in it. This has worked out just right for us, hasn't it? We've been able to put in 400 litres into here, which we've got amples, and I've even managed to get that barrel onto the forks. So we'll turn that off and get this. Ooh, that almost fell off then. So that was handy, just widened the forks, put them either side, and then when I nipped them back up again, it sandwiched the barrel and popped it up. Our fertiliser as well, when we emptied it, flew into this shed here. So as we go around this corner and look to your right, there it is. So it did exactly as I said it would do. But, right, I know we have been putting the combine here, but let's just put our, I need to swap back to the forks, there we go. We'll put the herbicide there. Yeah, so I do think in the next episode we are going to be very, very busy on getting that field down there turned around to put oats in, because we may be able to get away with it where if we put oats in there, we may be able to harvest that in December, maybe. Obviously we've got the sorghum to harvest, but I'm not going to do the sorghum side. Well, it's one of them to just put the whole lot into oats, and then we have oats there. I don't know, but anyways, it's nice to see that the farm's starting to take shape and come together. So I think on that note, I will say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will certainly see you again in the next one. Bye for now.